You place an envelope with $2,000 cash on the desk. The body shop owner counts the bills, his pit bull exhaling in the corner. I need 10 estimates by Friday, you say. All clean. Same as last time. He nods. You want the usual shops? No, you say. Mix it up. Use 3 different shop names this time. I don't want a pattern. Your voice is flat. Your hands do not tremble. You return to your car, input the fake totals into a spreadsheet, and email it to a law office that will attach the estimates to demand letters. The enterprise bills 4 insurers in 3 states for $1.8 million this year. You don't think about the number, you think about the pattern. 2 years earlier, you wouldn't have known what a demand letter looked like. You sit in a supermarket parking lot, engine off, staring at a scratch on the rear bumper that's been there for 2 weeks. You clip the mailbox pulling out of the driveway. Nothing hit you yesterday. You open the Safe Harbor app anyway. The icon is a blue umbrella. The lock screen behind it is a photo of the family dog. You log in, policy number SH48882001, and tap the red button, file a claim. The screens come in order. Claim type, auto collision. Date yesterday, though the calendar picker pre-filled today. You change the time to 14:35. Location, the supermarket address. Description, vehicle was struck while parked. Damage to rear bumper and tail light. You snap 2 photos, angling the camera to hide the absence of fresh paint transfer. The submit button is large and blue. A rotating umbrella animation plays. Claim submitted. Claim hash 2025-0412AX749. Your dedicated adjuster will contact you within 24 hours. The confirmation email arrives in 6 minutes. An hour later, Maria Vargas calls. You grip the kitchen counter. A child's drawing of a blue house is taped to the refrigerator. And you're sure that scratch wasn't there before? She asks. It's just, it looks a little older in the photo. You've rehearsed this. No, that scratch is new. It definitely happened yesterday. Your eyes close during the silence that follows, then open wide as if to present innocence. She says, okay, I'll note that. Let's get you fixed up. You end the call and open your banking app to stare at the number. The estimate comes back at $1,137.80. The adjuster approves it remotely. You pay 0 deductible. You pick up the car Friday with the scratch painted clean, and you text your spouse, car is covered. Pick it up Friday. The lie is now distributed across 2 people. You tell yourself it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. That evening, you sit on the front stoop. The car's freshly painted bumper gleams under the streetlight. A knock. Lily from next door has a half-empty bottle of wine and 2 cups. You look like you could use either a drink or a distraction. I brought both. She sits without waiting for an answer. You talk about nothing. You don't tell her anything. She doesn't ask. When she leaves, the silence is still inside you, but now there's a number in your banking app that wasn't there yesterday. The forums come after dark. Claimforum.net. Subreddits with names like soft fraud practitioners. You learn the terms. Pad the bill. Jump in damage expansion. You open a new Gmail account. Claims. Assist 2024 at Gmail. You begin inflating real incidents. A minor hailstorm becomes a chance to claim roof damage a contractor conveniently finds. A chiropractor visit after a real slip becomes a 4-month treatment plan billed for sessions you never complete. You learn the claim settling algorithms. Bodily injury claims under $6,500 without a lawsuit almost never go to trial. Adjusters are graded on closure speed, 5.3 days for soft tissue claims. You learn to wait exactly 4 days before following up. Any sooner and you look eager, any later and you look forgettable. You're not hurting anyone, you're just moving paper around. Late one night you're in the garage, the smell of metal still in the air from a redamage you exaggerated. Your phone lights up. Lily, saw your light on? You're not turning into a vampire, are you? You don't reply for an hour. Then you type, just can't sleep. She responds, next time, wake me. I have terrible movies. You stare at the message. You do not invite her over. The settlement email arrives at 2:17 p.m. on a Wednesday. You're parked at a drugstore lot, laptop open on the passenger seat. Claims representative Jason Okeke offers $4,200 for pain and suffering from an accident where the other driver was at fault. The other driver was a friend of a friend who agreed to say it was his fault. You have no neck injury. You read the line, by signing you release all future claims. The subject line, offer $4,200, full and final. Reply agreed to confirm. Your finger hovers over the trackpad for 2 seconds. Then you type agreed and press send. No smile, a flat exhale. 2 days later, the funds post. You transfer $2,000 into savings and tell your spouse it's overtime from a special project. I didn't know you were getting overtime. Special project, you say. It's done now. Then Trey finds you in the parking lot of a supply store. You want to make a quick 500? I got a thing. The Waffle House meeting is with a man named Marcus. Coffee he doesn't drink. Swoop and squat, he says. 2 cars, a sudden stop. You're the passenger. He hands you a participant form, your real name, a fake story about how you heard about the work. You receive $800 cash in 20s. If you refuse after this, you'll owe it back with interest. Thursday, you drive to an intersection near an industrial park. No traffic cameras, warehouses on both sides. The driver says hold on. The brakes slam. Your torso yanks forward against the seatbelt. The impact comes a half second later. A crunch of plastic, a jolt through the frame as the Rent-A-Minivan buries its front bumper into your trunk. Your hands shake as you unclip the seatbelt. Heart rate 130 beats per minute. Nausea from the adrenaline. You step out into the street and begin the act, groaning and rubbing your neck in exaggerated circles. The other driver staggers around, moaning about his neck, scripted. Trey films from a block away. So why do you do it? You'd like to say you know. Some days you can. That night you're icing your real neck. Mild whiplash, 10 days of soreness. Lily knocks. She has takeout tie, unannounced. Car accident? Or did you just pick a fight with a chair? You say car accident. She says, well, you're alive. That's what matters. She stays half an hour, talking about a book she's reading. You feel the distance between the person she thinks you are and the person you've become, like a physical space in the room. She doesn't fill it, she just sits there. Medicare Plus Rehab Center is a strip mall between a nail salon and a tax preparer. You fill out intake forms: headache, neck pain, lower back stiffness, radiating pain, sleep interruption. You sign a medical lien. The treatment plan is 3 visits a week for 8 weeks. On the first visit, a tech applies a massager and coaches you. Tell them the pain is a 7 out of 10 when they ask. You lie on the table and practice. You learn that no machine can verify soft tissue pain. The only instrument is your own report. You are now the instrument. The doctor dictates a narrative. Patient presents with persistent cephalalgia, cervicalgia, and restricted range of motion consistent with grade 2 whiplash. You read the words and see your ordinary soreness translated into medical permanence. The doctor refers you to a specific attorney, James Eversole, who works out of a strip mall office with wood laminate walls and a fake plant. He hands you a client representation agreement. You don't talk to any adjuster again, he says. Everything goes through me. If they call, you say contact my lawyer and hang up. He coaches you for deposition in a conference room with a video camera on a tripod. So you can't lift your right arm over your head, correct? It's very difficult, you say. I can try, but it hurts. Then do it. Show me. You raise the arm halfway with a practiced wince. I'm trying. The pain? It's like a shock in my neck. Under the table, your leg bounces with nervous energy. Eversole stops the camera and grins. Beautiful. You're a natural. You leave with a printed set of deposition guidelines. Outside, the sun is bright. You check your phone. 2 missed calls from your spouse. The settlement comes at $9,800, the attorney taking 33%. You stay at a motel for 2 weeks after your spouse finds a legal notice referencing a lawsuit she never heard about. The separation is temporary. The secret cash income grows. You open a safe deposit box. You learn to keep multiple narratives running at once, a cognitive load you no longer perceive as abnormal. Then the clinic offers you a job, $15 an hour under the table, plus bonuses for patient volume. Patient coordinator. You call patients to schedule visits. You check insurance eligibility through a web portal. Dr. Sharma gives you a laminated CPT code sheet, 97110 therapeutic exercise, 97140 manual therapy, 97014 electrical stimulation. His instruction: no same code more than 5 times a week. Spread it across insurance. You learn to upcode, bill 4 units when one was performed. You open a separate bank account. You structure deposits under $5,000. You begin to forge the doctor's signature on treatment forms. The first time you do it, you're in the clinic's back office. The desktop hums. Billing software open. Paper files stacked. You take a blank treatment form. Fill in patient Leticia Moore. Date. Circle manual therapy. 4 units. Sign the doctor's name with a practice sweep you've traced 100 times from a photocopy, and drop it into the tow bill tray. The paper lands with a little flip. Your hand is dry and steady. The motion is now as automatic as typing. You walk to the front desk, hand the next patient a clipboard and say, just fill this out, hon, and we'll get you right in. No effective response registers. You've become exactly what you swore you'd never be. You remember the oath. Then you open the billing software and start the day. 4 more patients are scheduled before noon. Their names are on the intake clipboard. Their insurance information is already verified. The doctor will see them for 6 minutes each. You will bill $45. You bring me 3 new people a month, Marcus says, and you get a 10% skim on every settlement. He's at the Waffle House again, stirring sugar into coffee he won't drink. You say yes before the spoon stops moving. The laminated recruitment card arrives by mail 3 days later in a blank envelope. The insurance companies have endless money. You're just getting yours. It's totally safe. We do all the heavy lifting. Your first recruit is a cousin who lost his warehouse job. You meet him at a Wendy's off the interstate. You walk him through the swoop and squat. You tell him the pain scale, 7 when they ask, 8 if they push, never 10. You hand him a burner phone with Marcus's number pre-programmed. He says he's nervous. You say everyone's nervous the first time. You don't say that the crash might actually hurt him. You don't say that 1 in 200 staged accidents produces a real injury. You say he'll get his check in 6 weeks. The second recruit is a neighbor's adult son, 23. Student loans in default. The third is a woman from the clinic's intake list who asked too many questions about billing. You recognize the hunger. You give them the same laminated card. You teach them the 4 P's of claim success: patience, pain, poverty, persistence. It sounds like a corporate training module. It is a corporate training module. The ring runs on doctrine. Your team reaches 6 patients. You manage their appointments. You make sure they show up at Medicare Plus and 2 other clinics the ring now owns. You collect the cash payouts from Marcus on Thursdays in a parking garage downtown, skim your 10%, distribute the rest in envelopes. Your take is another $8,400 a year on top of the clinic salary. You communicate through a Telegram group titled Wellness Group East. Appointments means crashes. Therapy means payouts. You start wearing a money belt because deposits over $10,000 trigger reports. The belt is beige and sits against your skin beneath your shirt. You barely notice it after the second week. The single action is the recruitment of Derek, your friend from high school. He was laid off 3 months ago, behind on rent, calling you from a cheap phone with a cracked screen. He doesn't know what you do. You sit beside him on a park bench, joggers passing, a child on a swing set in the distance. Look, you say, I know how you can make $6,000 in a month. No, it's not drugs. It's kind of a loophole. Your voice drops. You hand him the burner phone. Just go to the appointment. It's easy, I did it. Everyone's doing it. You watch his face cycle through confusion, interest, fear, and then a slow nod. Your stomach clenches, a single tight fist, but you keep your smile encouraging. All right, Derek says, tell me what I need to do. You clap his shoulder. Your family, you say, I got you. You walk away and text Marcus. New patient, solid. 6 weeks later, Derek's payout gets delayed. He accuses you of stealing. You don't argue. He stops returning your calls. The friendship is gone. Weeks later at a gas station, you're pumping fuel into a car registered under a fake name. A voice says, hey, you disappeared. Everything okay? It's Lily. It's been months. She's got a different haircut, a coffee cup in her hand. Yeah, you say, just busy. She studies your face. You know, you don't have to be busy all the time. There's still people who just like to sit with you. You say you have to go. She lets you. You drive off with the nozzle still in the tank for 3 seconds before you notice. Now this is where it becomes structural. You register Horizon Health Solutions, LLC, with a registered agent service in Delaware. You open accounts at 3 regional banks. You learn to wire funds in amounts of $9,800 because 10,000 triggers a currency transaction report. You hire a hacker on the dark web to pull vehicle registration data. You want cars with high policy limits, luxury sedans driven by insured professionals. The spreadsheet arrives as a CSV file with 2,000 names. You start coordinating accident clusters in Florida, where no-fault PIP pays $10,000 per claim within 30 days regardless of fault. The ring now operates across 3 states. You handle a budget of $85,000 a month. Your commission is 15% of net profit. Last year you made $210,000. The single action is the negotiation with the body shop owner. His shop smells of Bondo and paint thinner. A pit bull sleeps in the corner. You place an envelope with $2,000 cash on his desk. I need 10 estimates by Friday, all clean, same as last time. He counts the cash, nods, got it. You want the usual shops? No. Mix it up, use 3 different shop names this time. I don't want a pattern. Your voice is flat, your hands don't tremble. You've done this a dozen times. You return to your car, input the fake repair totals into a spreadsheet, and email it to Eversol's office for the demand letters. The enterprise bills 4 insurers for a total of $1.8 million that year. You don't think about the number, you think about the pattern. Your spouse files for divorce. The papers arrive at the rental house, served by a process server while you're burning patient files in a metal drum out back. Allegations, abandonment, emotional abuse. You don't contest. Your children are in middle school. You send a hired assistant to parent-teacher conferences because you cannot risk being in a public lobby where a police officer might recognize you. You develop panic attacks once a week, chest constriction, hyperventilation. You start drinking a fifth of vodka every 2 nights. Your blood pressure medication doubles, then your bank account freezes. You call the number on the back of the card and a recorded voice says a federal law enforcement hold has been placed on this account. You know what it means. You smash 3 smartphones with a hammer in the garage. You wipe a laptop's hard drive with a magnet you bought from a hardware store. You burn intake forms, billing records, the laminated CPT code sheet. The fire takes 2 hours. The smoke smells like ink and plastic. The arrest comes at 6:15 a.m. on a Tuesday. The FBI SWAT team uses a battering ram on the front door. The frame splinters. A flashbang detonates in the hallway. Get down. Get down now. Agents stream into the bedroom. You're in boxers, face down on the carpet, hands wrenched behind your back. The lead agent recites your rights. Your bladder empties involuntarily, hot and spreading. Your ears ring, your vision blurs. They let you pull on pants before walking you barefoot past a neighbor filming on a phone. The SUV is black. The drive to county booking takes 18 minutes. You tell the agent you're going to be sick. He hands you a plastic bag. In pretrial detention, a letter arrives. The envelope is handwritten. I don't know what any of this means, and I'm not asking you to explain. I just wanted you to know that if you need someone to talk to who doesn't want anything from you, I'm still here. No questions. It's from Lily. You cry in the cell for the first time since booking. You fold the letter and hide it inside your mattress. The charges are 9 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering, 1 count of racketeering under RICO. The conviction rate with this evidence is 94%. Your public defender negotiates a plea, 1 count of RICO conspiracy, 1 count of wire fraud. Sentencing guidelines between 97 and 121 months. You accept. The allocution takes place in a federal courtroom, walnut paneling, the seal of the United States behind the judge. You wear a gray prison suit, your hands are uncuffed, but a marshal stands at your side. The judge leans forward. Describe in your own words what you did. You grip the edge of the defendant's table. I created false medical claims and recruited others to do the same. I am guilty. Your voice cracks on guilty. A single tear tracks down your cheek. You do not sob. You continue reading the prepared statement. The judge imposes 108 months in federal custody, 3 years supervised release, restitution of $1.42 million joint and several. The gavel drops. FCI Texarkana is medium security. The intake includes a strip search, a TB test, a 2-man cell, a job in the laundry at 23 cents an hour. The diet is high carb and processed. You gain 30 pounds, your teeth decay. A staph infection from the laundry facility leaves a scar on your forearm that will never fade. Your spouse's divorce decree arrives by mail in the first year. The children visit once, when the eldest is 16. The conversation is cold and brief. Your parents die in the 6th year. You are denied emergency furlough because of the nature of the crime. You attend no funeral. People are alive because of decisions you made. People are dead because of decisions you made. Derek overdosed on pills 4 months after the ring broke up. Maria, a recruit you trained personally, died in a staged crash when the target driver panicked and accelerated, causing a rollover. You learned both facts from a newspaper clipping someone slid under your cell door. There is no institutional mechanism to process this grief. You are not offered counseling. You attend a 40-hour financial management class that calls fraud bad choices and doesn't mention the dead. You serve 9 years, 85% of 108 months with good time. You walk out of the front gate at 49 years old with a bus ticket, $75 in gate money, a plastic bag containing a change of clothes, and your supervised release conditions. Your Bureau of Prisons register number is 02783-009. Your social security number is flagged for restitution garnishment. All insurance policies were canceled years ago. Your driver's license is suspended. The halfway house is 6 months. Then a subsidized apartment. Your probation officer's conditions: no new credit, no travel outside the district, monthly home visits, drug testing, full disclosure of any income. You get a job at a car wash, cash under the table, $9 an hour. One afternoon you're spraying down a minivan when the customer leans out the window. I thought I recognized those eyes, she says. When's your break? It's Lily. Older, different haircut, same voice. You cannot speak. I'll be in the parking lot, she says. There's a coffee place down the street. You look like you could use one. Her tone is the same as it ever was. You nod. The minivan pulls forward into the drying bay. You watch her park. You finish your shift. But you cannot go. You've watched yourself assess people for vulnerabilities so long it's automatic. You still catch yourself lying about your past to new acquaintances because the truth is too exhausting. You wake at every sound. Your back hurts from a prison injury. Your gums need extractions you can't afford. The ex-spouse has remarried. The children are adults who don't return calls. Derek is dead. Maria is dead. Your parents died while you were inside. You carry their names silently, with no process, no exit counseling, no baseline against which to measure whether the money was worth it. The restitution order says $1.42 million, but the actual accounting is a list of names you recite to yourself in the dark. The person you were before the first lie could have walked across the street to Lily's house and sat on her porch and told her the truth about anything. That person is gone. What remains knows how to read a room, how to structure a story, how to find the angle, and can't stop. Every interaction runs through the same mental checklist that built a fraud empire. You assess the teller at the bank. You assess the woman at the bus stop. You assess yourself assessing them, and you cannot turn it off. Years pass. You are 52. You sit at a public library computer. The blue umbrella icon is still on the Safe Harbor website. You enter your email address. You enter a password. The home screen asks for a policy number. You don't have one. You click New Policy and proceed through a series of pages. Select type, renters. Enter your current address. Confirm your identity with the last 4 digits of your social security number. The app spins a rotating umbrella. Then a red banner. We are unable to offer you coverage based on information in your consumer report. A letter with details will be mailed to you. The sequence of fields is identical to the one you completed 15 years ago on a phone in a parking lot. Claim type, date, location, description, photos, submit. The system's response is a flat denial. You close the browser tab. You log off the computer. You walk outside into the afternoon heat. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe.